how to awaken the kundalini yourself. Firstly, can it be awakened? Because most people and most teachers say it's impossible. You need to have an initiation by someone who can, awaken it for you. You cannot awaken it yourself, right? But that is not scientifically true, because why on earth is there involuntary kundalini awakenings? It all awakened on itself, right? And it's not just a few odd cases. There's hundreds of thousands of people having involuntary kundalini awakenings, and it's having many of them having adverse effects. And I specialize in treating the adverse effects of involuntary kundalini awakening. It can lead to insanity, and even most of the medical treatments are not sufficient, in some of the cases, to completely heal it. And that's where the additional intervention of energy healing helps, and has remarkable results in connection with the medical treatment as well. But for normal people, you're a normal person, you hear about this kundalini awakening, right? You want to be able to awaken it. What's the way, right? Well, so of course in this video I'll discuss the way, and from my perspective, because I've practiced it myself, and I had it, and it works, right? And I didn't go to any guru or something to initiate me to awaken my kundalini. I did it myself, right? I learned theoretically the lessons from a distance. I never take initiation from anyone. To today, I'm not initiated by any person, right? And I experienced already 5 samadhis, right? And so let's go through, firstly, if you like the content of my videos, please like and subscribe. This will really help my channel, and I would really appreciate that. It will be able to help my channel to reach out to more people. And some people don't have access to this type of knowledge, and maybe I may say something that can change their lives, right? And also, for those who don't know me, my name is Osman. I'm a bioenergy healer, um, on a master level, with telepathic capabilities, and I specialize in critical care recovery and terminal illnesses, as well as a host of other physiological, psychological, and even spiritual ailments, especially treating the adverse effects of involuntary kundalini awakening. I'm also an advanced level yoga and meditation teacher, having been practicing yoga and meditation for almost 50 years and teaching for 44 years. And in that period, learned under various masters and weaned out the essence, practical, what's results focused, and adapted my own combined protocols adapted for the 21st century, making things quicker, easier, faster, effective, right, and powerful. And to that end, I've got now over students from over 100 countries, and I've also created many of my own unique protocols. One of them is a 5-minute yoga and meditation program, which you can download for free in return for subscribing to my blog. You can access that in my website, yogawellness786.com, and where you can get more information about my services as well. And also remember that all my therapies are natural based and not a replacement for medical treatment. So, how to awaken your Kundalini yourself? So, of course, there probably is many ways, but the way that I know, and I deduce this from various teachers. They keep everything secret. I had to put 10 secrets together to find out, and put the protocol and tried it, and trying for, I would say, 4 decades before I was able to manually awaken the Kundalini, right? At will, anytime I want to awaken it, rise it, drop it, and control it and grow it, on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, incrementally and under full control, right? So the method that I learned is the pranayama method, the breath control method, using annum vinulum, or the alternative nostril breathing, with the retention, right? So a warning for this type of breath work is your chakras and your energy centers all needs to be ready and cleared, and there should not be major obstructions, right? So if there is major obstacles along, like the blockages in your energy centers, when the kundalini is a very high power, when it goes through these blockages, is going to blast them to smithereens, and the effect is going to be a total disaster, upheaval, and capsizing and making your life a hell on earth, turning everything upside down. You'll go through major changes in who you are, what's happening in your circle, pain, headaches, back pains, body pains, very severe, all the painkillers not working, and hallucinations, and going to a psychiatrist, and maybe even declared to be insane and institutionalized for the rest of your life, which happens in extreme cases as well, right? So this is the danger. So I'm practicing, hatha yoga. This helps in balancing the energies, for a long period of time. So if you someone, not only hatha yoga, you can do tai chi, or even someone who's very disciplined in working out, right? I had people who was very, I noticed the energies were very balanced, who never did yoga or meditation or anything, who didn't even believe in spirituality in the first place, and they were just training on a regular basis, right? Very dedicated towards fitness and training, and body weight exercises, right? Push-ups and squats and sit-ups and so forth, but well toned body, right? Very highly disciplined. So all these things bring about disciplined lifestyle, and even you find people who's very academically inclined, so they have a good discipline, and the psychology is probably better. The energy systems are better prepared for it. So also the method that I'm about to declare now and explain the procedure how it works, it also is a very safe way, because itself will unblock any blockages before you can awaken. So it goes on 4 levels: level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. And it works with a ratio, because there's an in breath, retention, and an out breath, right? You're breathing into one nostril, holding your breath, and breathing out to the alternative nostril. So the technicality of how to do it, you can search for Annum Vinalum or alternative nostril breathing, and get the technique, from there. But basically, you're breathing in through, your left nostril. How I do it, you clap it and hold it, and then out, and then breathe in, clap and hold for a certain count, and then breathe out, right? So so it's a in, so breathing in, holding, breathe out, breathing in, holding, breathe out is one cycle, right? So you need to do it in a ratio. So different people have different ratios. So the ratio that I use and successfully, and I learned it from a combination of many ancient scriptures and so forth, is the ratio of 1:4:2, right? So in breath, for a ratio of 1, and then the holding is a breath is a ratio of 4 times the whatever count you did for in breath, and then 2 is the out breath, 2 times whatever you breathe in. So let's to start with, I always say start with a count of 4 in breath. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Not slowly, not like seconds, 1001, 1002, 1003, not that way. One, like a beat: 1, 2, 3, 4. This is how you count in yoga science, right? Before, it's 5,000, 4.5 to 5,000 years old. There were no clocks and second hands, in those ages, in those parts of the world, right? So they just count naturally: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So count 4 as your base starting point, level 1, right? So the ratio is 1:4:2. So when you breathe in for for a count of 4, then the retention is 4 times what you breathe in, right? So the ratio is 1:4:2. So 4 times 4 is 16. You will hold for 16, and breathing out for a ratio of 2. 2 times 4 is 8, right? So that's how it works: 4, 16, 8. 4, 16, 8. The ratio is 1:4:2. That's how it works. So when you breathe in, you breathe in for a count of 4, hold your breath for a count of 16, breathe out for a count of 8. Then you breathe out through the same nostril that you breathe out in, but now you count 4, because your breathing in is 4, breathe out is 8, right? You breathe out for 8, breathe in for 4, hold for 16, breathe out for 8. That is one round. So start with 3 rounds in the beginning, and then slowly grow it where you're not suffocating. You find 3 rounds becoming easy, increase the number of rounds until you can do 21 rounds. And when 21 rounds is absolutely easy and comfortable, then, and if it's not easy and you're suffocating in between, stop, take a break in between, right? Don't suffocate yourself, and because it's dangerous. You're starving your brain of oxygen, and this can be, detrimental to your brain health, because when you're suffocating, you're killing brain cells, and you may just kill the wrong connection that is important for some important function in your body, right? And you will not be able to do that function again if you kill that connection or that pathway. So be careful with this. So 416, it's a very safe amount. And if you just do 3 rounds, it's relatively safe, right? So if you can't do 3 rounds, do 1 round or half a round, right? Start with that. Until it becomes easy, then go to a full round, and then go to 2 rounds, 3 rounds, until you can eventually reach 21 rounds. It may take some people a few days, a few weeks for other people, and a few months. And some people may even take, a couple of years before it becomes comfortable to be doing 21 rounds comfortably. Once it becomes super easy, 21 rounds, you notice it's super easy, you can go to level 2. So there's 4 levels altogether. Level 1, 4, 16, 8, right? Level 2 is you multiply that entire ratio by 2. Level 3 is you multiply that entire ratio by 3. Level 4 is multiply that original ratio by 4. So level 2 means 2 times 4, 16, 8 is 8, 32, 16. 8, 32, 16, right? When you can, when 21 rounds become super easy and comfortable, remember, if you have any difficulty, take a break, in between, take a breath and complete it, you could complete your 21 rounds. And then, but take breaks in between if you're suffocating. And then when you can do without a break, easily, super easy, every day, you see now it's easy. Not only on one day, it must be consecutive, because maybe one day is easy, the next day is difficult, right? So just have to observe a number of days that it's consistently easy before you go, because now you're going to go to level 3 is more dangerous. Once you're going to a heavy account, it's becoming more and more dangerous, right? So you come to level 3, and now if you suffocate, use that. So level 3 is 3 times the original. So the original is 416.8. 3 times 416.8 is 1248. 1248.24, right? 1248.24, right, is level 3. And then level 4 is 1664.32, 1664.32. Yes, you can eventually become so good at it, and some of you so disciplined. Don't go to create your own level 5. Don't do it, right? It's dangerous, because the next level is not going up in ratio 5:10. The next level above the fourth level is when you breathe out completely, like how you counted 64 on the retention. Count 64 after you breathe out. And if you can do that easily, breathe in for 16, hold for 64 on the in breath, then breathe out for 32. After completely breathing out, you so calm and relaxed, you count to 64, then breathe in for, you've relaxed, not suffocating for breath, and you breathe in for 16. If you can do that, now magic is going to happen in your life, right? You'll notice this. So what's happening? It was like so difficult in the beginning, level 1, but it starts getting easier and easier. Why? When it's getting easier and easier means the blockages in your chakras are getting clear, and that's why it's becoming easier. In the beginning, it's so difficult because of all the blockages in your energy centers. Now it's safe on the 20 on the fourth round, and it's now becoming super easy. Then on the 21st round, on the last stage, on the last in breath, where you're retaining your last retention. So you breathe in for 16, hold for 64, breathe out for 32. Then breathe in for 16, hold for 64. This last one on the 21st round, right? That one, you push, your breath is full inside, right? And you push that breath very hard downwards towards the base of your spine, like it's a 10-pound hammer. You're hitting the rock, hard rock, to break it and crack it to smithereens. So you want to break that lock of the dormant life force energy, or what is commonly termed today, as the kundalini energy. You're breaking it and unleashing its power, and you feel, some of you will feel an explosive power coming and destabilizing you. It's like, don't be standing when you're doing it. Of course, don't be driving when you're doing it, because you will lose control. Even if you're sitting, don't be sitting. Why people sit on the floor? When this happens, if you're sitting on a chair, you can fall off the chair. You must have, support on either side, so it can balance you, and it can topple the chair over, right? So sit on maybe on a proper couch and do it. And sitting on the floor, is not convenient for everyone. I would say a comfortable arm couch, where you are sitting comfortably and you got, two sides. So if it destabilizes you, you're not gonna, hurt yourself, because it can come very powerful. And some people, some of my students experience it as a mild release. I find like a mild energy. So this is amazing if it comes in a mild way. And usually the difference between powerful and mild is your diet, right? So this is the called the Kundalini awakening. If you on a strictly whole foods plant based, mainly raw foods, this during this period, even the pranayama progress will happen faster. You will find you have great difficulty from level 3 to 4 if you're not on a vegetarian diet. So you can try as you may. Usually a lot of people struggle. They reach level 3 but can't go from level 3 to 4. At that point, if you cut out all meat products, including dairy, then you'll find it's easy to go to level 4. And if you really fully plant based with whole foods and mainly raw foods, right, and fruit and nuts and and so forth, then the power is that much stronger, right, and it grows better, and the Kundalini is awakened. So I don't want to go further to the more advanced levels of Kundalini awakening, but this is a way you can do it yourself, and it's a safe way. And I tried it and tested it over the decades with students from I've got students in over 100 countries right today. Being fortunate because I'm so passionate about my yoga. My basic yoga and meditation lessons have always been free. I taught it for free in my classes. People who attend my classes, and I travel a lot and I look for an opportunity to create classes. And sometimes it's so difficult to find people who wants to learn yoga and meditation for free. And I'm offering it for free because I learned it for free, and I believe it's everyone's birthright, right? Only the advanced levels and technical things and Kundalini awakening or chakra unblocking and energy healing and all these things I can I charge for. But the basic things like to learn the basic of yoga, basic of pranayama, basic of meditation and practicing together and feeling amazing, right? This is why should I charge? It's something that what all regular yoga teachers teach, right? And the technical parts that I charge for, of course. So hope that information helps you, and there is a way to awaken the Kundalini yourself. Try it for yourself, right? So give it, follow the diet. If you follow the dietary recommendations and don't consume any intoxicants during this period, and because the intoxicants spiral you downwards, right? Um, and it like counter if you're trying to raise your your levels in the pranayama, and the intoxication are going to bring you down, will draw you down. You're going to struggle to go up, right? So if you have the discipline and you can practice as I say, you will awaken it, right? I haven't found someone who failed to awaken it yet, right? In 44 years, right? And with students from over 100 countries, right? And usually they do a chakra and blocking. So even if they don't do it, if they reach level 4, 21 rounds, 16, 64, 32, and it's easy, on the 21st round you push hard, it's going to awaken within a few days. It should awaken the first day, but some people needed a week or two of push very hard, right, like that. So hope that information helps you. So now it doesn't have to be a mystery. Kundalini awaken, and be careful with Kundalini, right? It's a highly potent energy, and you'll need to learn a kriya after that if you want to, or just sticking to pranayama is fine, right? It's going to be very safe for you. So hope that information helps you, and take care of yourself always. So let me, as an afterthought, please, this thing is very dangerous. If you find danger in this, you can connect with advanced people. I'm able to control. I specialize in treating the adverse effects of involuntary Kundalini awakening. Of course, means I can also treat voluntary Kundalini awakening, where you're manually doing it. But you ought not to experience anything if you're reaching it, properly, and the fourth level is easy. Your chakras are all clear. You are able to go for it, right? I don't foresee any problems. So there might be the odd percentage that because I haven't taught, billions of people. There's 8.4 billion people. At best, I taught a few, probably thousands and thousands or 100,000, students or so. I don't know. I never kept count, but not in the millions, right? I haven't taught millions. And so hope that information helps you, and take care of yourself always. Tap Stop.